Okay. In this case, I believe he had spit on the police officer there. Is what the just giving you
Who
the
enjoys
circumstances.
being
Yes, sir.
spat upon.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, say something. You didn't do it or not?
No, on my life and my kids, man. I don't want to throw my life away.
Did you do it or not?
Spit on a woman. I didn't spit on a woman.
Did you do it or not?
I didn't do it.
The ones who pick on others, other than their gender and size, generally are cowards about picking on people who are their own gender and their size. Are you a coward? Why would you assault a pregnant woman?
It was a misunderstanding, wasn't it?
Oh, you didn't know she was pregnant?
No, I knew.
You really? Well, there's two life forms there. Are you nodding? Does that mean yes? Can you speak English?
Yes, sir.
He said that that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be back here today. He said he didn't have time to report to the probation department.
Oh, he wants to be revoked and sentenced?
You're right. At the time of the administrative hearing, that is what was said.
Okay.
He said that he's already been to prison before on this.
So it's no big deal.
And he said that there was a mistake made by the court.
I made a mistake? Did I? For what? What was my mistake? You made the mistake.
Yes, sir. Right.
You're blaming everybody else?
I'm not. I mean, at that time, I was kind of not having a good day, you know, and thinking what I said it just out of impulse. So.
In today's lineup in Judge Stevens' courtroom, we've got a few defendants who, in his words, have earned the title of cowards. First up, we have a defendant accused of spitting on a police officer, an act that has escalated this case to a very serious status. Despite his extensive history, the defendant is being offered a surprisingly favorable plea deal considering the gravity of the charges. Should he decline the deal and go to trial, a lengthy sentence could be on the horizon. Next, we have a defendant accused of an even more heinous act, allegedly laying hands on his pregnant spouse. This kind of behavior, especially against a vulnerable woman and her unborn child, has Judge Stevens visibly upset. If the allegations prove true, this case is not just about assault, it's about protecting two victims. Finally, we wrap up with a probation revocation hearing. The defendant, pleading his case, claims to have a stable job and a family that relies on him. He's hoping these factors will sway Judge Stevens to show some leniency. But with a pattern of non-compliance hanging over his head, the question remains, will Judge Stevens show mercy? Or is justice for the victims the priority today? Stay tuned to find out.
23 CR 1495 is now called. The state of Texas versus Lyndon Paul Brewer. You are Mr. Brewer?
Yes, sir.
With Mr. Adams, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's third-degree felon. It looks like he's an habitual felon.
That's correct.
What are we doing?
It's going to be, the agreement was 5 years TDC. He had spit
He's
on
looking at 25 to life?
Yes, sir.
That's a pretty good deal.
In this case, I believe he had spit on the police officer there. Is what the just giving you
Who
the
enjoys
circumstances.
being
Yes, sir.
spat upon?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, say something. You didn't do it or not?
No, on my life and my kids, man. I don't want to throw my life away.
Did you do it or not?
Spit on a woman. I didn't spit on a woman.
Did you do it or not?
I didn't do it.
It's set for trial.
I didn't do it.
It's set for trial. This lady has a chance to be heard.
Guilty, but I didn't do it.
The
I just
lady,
want to free my soul before I see my.
all right,
That's
the
all I'm
lady,
gonna do.
the lady will have a chance to be heard. You're not gonna say you didn't. You're not gonna say you didn't do it and plead under oath you did, sir. We're setting it for trial. It'll be set for trial.
If you said trial,
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Let a jury decide.
so I should say guilty. But if I say guilty,
You can go. You've already said that you're not guilty. I'm not going to accept you saying you're guilty under oath. That would be a lie. Honesty is something we all follow, or we're supposed to, sir. All right, that's set for trial. Thanks. 23 CR 1460 is called the state of Texas versus Rogelio Herrera. That's you?
Yes, sir.
Present with Mr. Grove, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about August 30th, 2023, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of assault on a pregnant person. Well, that's terrible. That's terrible. You make it a practice of beating up on girls, or is that who you beat up on, or do you ever try men? But what do you think about beating up on a girl?
Looking good, sir.
No, it's about as low as it gets. It's like beating up on a child, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is that the kind of person you are?
No, sir.
The grand jury said you are. They indicted you for this. That's pretty low. Generally, people who pick on others, their gender and size, the ones who pick on others other than their gender and size, generally are cowards about picking on people who are their own gender and their size. Are you a coward?
Yes, sir.
Why would you assault a pregnant woman?
It was a misunderstanding, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you didn't know she was pregnant?
No, I knew.
Really? Well, there's two life forms there. Are you nodding? Does that mean yes? Can you speak English?
Yes, sir.
I see there's an agreement that's been reached where he would be pleading guilty to a lesser class A misdemeanor. Sell that to me, please, under these circumstances. I don't think it's morally right, but what do y'all want to say?
That's primarily based on my communication with the victim of this case, Judge.
And I've had similar communications, I believe, with the victim, although I did not overhear any of Mr. Ham's, but
She's
she
the
requested.
one that talked me into it, Judge.
She's been adamant that she didn't want to prosecute.
Well, that's not what probable cause affidavit says. Are you telling me at the time of the event, she insisted not to file?
Oh, no, sir. That's not where she was.
That's what you just said.
That was what she told me when we spoke over the telephone. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, after he'd been in jail and had communications with her, which you're not supposed to have.
No, I didn't have no communication with her, sir.
Judge, I'm the one that's approved this agreement. The reason why I have is he doesn't show to have any record as far as that's concerned. This agreement with the conviction will allow, if he does anything further like this, it will result automatically in a felony, and it abides by the victim's wishes in this regard.
Well, all of us know what the statistics science shows in this type of behavior. Once you cross the line, you're capable of doing it, and you've shown a propensity, and that generally is women are vulnerable to this person. And I just get the sense he couldn't care less. I just get the sense that beating up on pregnant women are just the kind of thing that he does. What a thug. Got into a verbal argument over a cell phone code. That's all it takes for you to beat up on a pregnant person? Something meaningless like that. You punched her in the head with a closed fist? causing injury to her. Later, y'all began arguing again. You threw a multivitamin bottle at her leg, causing a bruise on her right leg. The agreement here is that you would be sentenced to 1 year in the county jail pursuant to the lesser included offense of Class A misdemeanor assault. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do I make a finding that this involves family violence?
You can, yes, sir.
I know I can. Is that,
It's appropriate under these facts, circumstances.
That was not part of our agreement, Your Honor, but I'm not going to object to that.
but does it fit the definition of family violence?
It does, because the relation, it's a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and he's the expected father.
Right. Okay. There's not an objection to that, correct? You can speak out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If nothing, battery's low. So you were pleading guilty today voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understand the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1. Admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this Class A misdemeanor involving family assault. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the county jail for 1 year. The judgment shall reflect that this involves a case of family violence, and it will be rendered in the judgment in this case. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
And that is your child.
Yes, sir.
Legally and morally, you should treat your child's mother decently. (16-25251) is called Jorge Raviel Cordona. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Mr. West, and the state's attorney. What are we going to do today?
Your Honor, I think he's going to plead true to this and let the court
Unagreed?
decide.
All right.
That's the impression I'm getting. You want to?
All right. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Lower your hand. All right. In summary, can we proceed in summary? There's a motion to revoke unadjudicated probation filed August 15th, last month, 2024.
Yes, sir.
In summary, this states that on December 12th, 2016, in this court, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle, a third-degree felony. Is that true? 1, states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office for the months of May and June 2024 in violation of your probation order. Is that true or untrue?
It's true.
Are you pleading true to that voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged? Yes?
It means you should plead true.
Is it true as
Yes,
as I just read it? Do you understand by a knowing and voluntary plea of true to one or more violations of your probation, that's enough to grant the motion to revoke probation? Your probation can now be revoked. I can find you guilty of this evading arrest, third-degree felony, and you are subject to no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 could be assessed. Well, a fine of $500 could be assessed. That was the fine ordered. Do you understand the consequences of pleading true? This is what could happen. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Saying here.
Yes.
Yes.
See, you have to speak out for people here. I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Now, there's one other violation that you are arrears and payments of fees and other required costs. But I'm more concerned about this situation of failing to report. Okay, so from the probation office, was he an absconder in May?
No, sir, he was not.
What
So,
happened?
the last time he reported to the probation office before the administrative hearing on July 22nd was April the 24th of 2024. So when the administrative hearing was conducted, he was approaching absconder status.
Okay, did he appear for that hearing?
Yes, sir, he did.
Okay, so he's gone for 2 months.
Yes, sir.
But you've been working for 8 years here. Why would you not show up?
Well, that's
That's important.
This time schedule is like they have me in the morning now. Since
At work?
well, I mean to report to probation,
But
and at work it's I have a time schedule because I ride the bus to work. It's like I don't have a time
where do you work?
for Bechtel and to be over there and to be taxed. So they
How much do you make an hour?
I make $24 an hour.
That's $60,000
Yes.
a year without overtime. I mean, that's a great job.
Yes, but
You don't want to ruin that.
well, I don't. I mean,
Do you have a family at home?
Yes, sir.
How many?
I got my mother and my 2 kids.
Okay, you're taking care of them. Well, they rely on you. What's going on when you're in jail? They can't.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your job, do you? Did you lose your job because you're here?
Yes, sir. I lost my job.
That was one of the things, Your Honor, he was having to report to probation, and he was causing problems with work because they
Why?
were letting him off work. They were.
'Cause I used to have late nights before I went to
Well,
TVC.
this is all workable.
But-
Really, if you could get with the probation office, we want you
Yes,
to work.
That's what
they
we're-
wanted me to.
That's what we're going to ask for, Your Honor. If the court would continue him on probation because of this issue, and let them work out a better schedule that works once he gets another job, he'll be able to get another job.
What state say?
I've kind of gone back and forth on this because while he was on probation, he actually got a 10-year sentence to the penitentiary for drugs. And so he knows he needed to kind of make sure he didn't stub his toe again.
Yeah, this isn't a substantive crime, though.
No, sir, and I understand that, Judge. That's why I've gone back and forth, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, he's this work thing,
You know.
but are you going to be able to get hired back there?
They
You
say
think?
they say that I will, since I had to quit because they want to give me a time frame, so I have to get. They will probably hire me in February, 6 months from the day I got. The day I
But
got
he'll be able to get another job in the meantime.
Maybe you can get another. What did you do over there?
iron worker, structural iron worker.
Well, there are other ironworking jobs.
Yes, I just got a.
Okay.
phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be able to do another job in the meantime, but he's trying to get back with Beck. It's a good company.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do, though.
Your Honor, could I? say
Yeah, I'm
something,
sorry. Yeah, you know
please?
best.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. From the probation.
This motion to revoke was at the request of the defendant. We conducted this admin hearing, we notified him that continuing to failure to report and failure to pay could land him back in front of you as it is today. He said that that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be back here today. He said he didn't have time to report to the probation department.
Oh, he wants to be revoked and sentenced?
Your Honor,
At the time of the administrative hearing, that is what was said.
Okay.
He said that he's already been to prison before on this,
So it's no big deal.
and he said that there was a mistake made by the court.
I made a mistake? Did I? For what? What was my mistake? You made the mistake.
Yes, sir. Right.
You're
But
blaming everybody else?
I'm not. I mean, at that time, I was kind of not having a good day, and thinking what I said it just out of impulse. So
I think, Your Honor, at the time that he was upset because of the work schedule wasn't getting worked out, and I think it was
Well,
frustrating.
be careful what you ask
Yeah,
for.
Yes,
You might get granted
that's what he got.
what you want. And then try to get yourself out of that.
But I-
What is it you want to do?
well, can I speak?
Yes.
Well, the delinquent amount when I got sentenced, it built up. So I had a delinquent amount. They didn't want to give me late nights in order to pay that amount back, so they can give me late nights. But like, how y'all want me to pay something that I was incarcerated for that I couldn't pay? So
You-
I wanted to
you-
have late nights so I can report.
You can work a good schedule as long as I know about it. I talk it over with the probation office. If they're okay, I'm okay, because we want you to succeed.
Late nights would be better for me.
And Your Honor, we were working around his schedule.
I'm sure you were.
It's
They
been-
are easy to work
It's been
with.
continuous over the past year to year and a half that there's been numerous failures to report.
I think, Your Honor, him being in jail and seeing this, I think he's decided that he needs to do everything he can to work on this. And like I said, this is just an administrative issue.
Mr.
He'd been doing-
Cardona,
he'd been
do you
doing it
want to
for
go to
years.
prison or not? You're looking at, yeah,
10 years.
up to 10 years in prison. That's not what you want. All right. Do you want to be independent, take care of your family, which requires you staying out of prison and getting a job and keeping a good job?
Yes.
We work backwards to help people do that. That's what we want. And every case is a little different. We work with everybody in their unique circumstances. You're not different. You got to work it out like a responsible person, or else you're going to go to prison. But the rules are the rules, but we are flexible as long as you do your part. I don't want to hear you back here saying it's somebody else's fault. It's going to be your fault next time because we're going to work with you. But you got to do your part by putting 100% effort in the right thing, or else all of that time and responsibility is lost. You don't want that. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, as the defendant has pleaded true to allegation 1, voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. But I'm not going to revoke. I'm going to postpone any further action on this, except you are required to fulfill your terms and obligations of probation. I want to review this in 6 months, how we're doing, unless you fail, and then you're going to be up here fast. And let's work this out. This is workable, but we'll review it in 6 months. You don't want a revocation, and you don't want to go to prison for 10 years, and all of that is something that can be fixed. Do it. And work with the probation office. They're easy to work with. If you have a problem, you talk to him. You understand? Okay. Anything else?
That's right, Your Honor.
All right. We're in recess. Thank you.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.